Hello and welcome to my office. Today we are going to be talking about red flags in the job interview process. When you're interviewing for a company, you are also interviewing them to be your employer. Usually we get so caught up in making sure that we're the perfect candidate and that they're checking off all of our boxes that it's really easy to overlook major red flags, aka indicators that this isn't a good fit for you or that they're a terrible employer. And that's a problem, because if you overlook these red flags now, that's how you end up in a job working for a company that you hate. And the only thing that's worse than prolonging this painful job search process is having to do it all over again while working at a job that you hate. So today I'm going to take you through the top 5 red flags to look out for when you're interviewing for a job. I'm Sarah Anderson, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and click the bell below in order to get notifications on future videos. This video is going to be pretty short and spicy, but if you want more detail, if you want to go more in depth on these red flags and others, click here or in the link below. That's where I go into a lot more detail about everything that we talk about today in an article. I didn't want to bore you too terribly with all the details here, but if you want them, they are there. Okay, let's get into it. The first red flag is that they are disorganized or not communicative with you throughout the interview process. And that could be in arranging the interview and the scheduling portion, or it could be during the interview itself. Whatever you see from a company during the interview process before you get hired from them, that's them putting their best foot forward. So if they lack organization and they're not good at communication during this process, it's a really good indicator that they might be disorganized and not great with communication in their overall business, which is definitely something you want to look out for. The second red flag to look out for is that other employees that you interview with seem apathetic or lackadaisical about their job. They say that the opposite of love is not hate, it's apathy. And that's something you want to look out for from employees. Of course, you may run into 1 or 2 people that aren't super into their job, and that's totally normal. But if the majority of people that you are interacting with don't seem enthusiastic or inspired, or at least happy and comfortable to be there, that's something you should be keeping your eyes on. The third red flag to look out for is a vague job description, meaning that they're not able to tell you exactly what they're looking for from this role or what the person will do on a day-to-day basis. Now, it's not inherently bad. Sometimes a company is filling a role for the very first time, and they're just not sure exactly what it will look like. In that case, you want to first make sure that that's something that you personally are comfortable with, because there are different types of personalities. On one hand, some people really enjoy the challenge of being the first and figuring things out on their own, and that's a skill set that they have. Where on the other hand, some people would prefer to have step-by-step instructions, and they're really good when they're able to be told exactly what it is that they need to do. So first, you need to do a little soul searching and see which type of person you are. And if you are the type of person that is comfortable with not really having a defined blueprint for your work, then you do want to ask them about how they will measure success for this role. Because even if they don't have exactly what sorts of tasks they want you to do on a day-to-day basis, if they aren't able to tell you what success looks like for the role, it's a huge red flag, because it'll be very difficult for you to be successful if nobody knows what success even looks like for this particular position. So be able to have the conversation up front so that you can define that for yourself, because otherwise you're going to end up in a position down the road where it might be difficult for you to show that you have been successful in the role, even if you've been working hard and doing a really good job. Red flag number 4 is that there is no career progression plan, meaning that they can't tell you where you might be 6 months, 1 year, 2 years down the line if you do an excellent job in this role. When you start in a new company, you want to make sure that there are opportunities for growth for you within the company. And by having this conversation up front, you're a lot less likely to get stuck down the line. Red flag number 5 is a lot of negative Glassdoor reviews. Glassdoor.com is an excellent resource for your job search. This is not a sponsored video, but this is just a really great tool for you if you're looking for a job. And one of their key features is that you can see reviews from current and ex-employees about what it's like to work for this employer. Now, of course, take this with a grain of salt because there are always going to be disgruntled people leaving reviews, trying to take the company down. But what you really do want to pay attention to are the trends that you see. If you keep seeing the same themes come up over and over again, positive or negative, there might be some truth to them. And that's worth weighing as you're considering whether or not this is a company that you want to work for. Choosing your next employer is a big decision. And I say choosing your next employer rather than just saying interviewing for a job, because I want you to see it as a two-way street. We all deserve to work in environments and for companies that are a good fit for us and are healthy and contribute positively to our lives. So I hope that this is helpful for you. These were just the top 5. I have more and I go into more depth in the article that I mentioned before. You can click the link here or in the description below to read more about that. And good luck with your job search. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later.